Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Top Fuel Racing League. Indy Lights about to get set underway. Want to welcome everybody here to this great event. These guys ready to take action for 125 laps around the great Milwaukee Speedway. Of course, I mentioned this is the Top Fuel Racing presents Bart, Starr. Let me mute that. Sorry about that. The Bart, Starr Showdown at the Milwaukee Mile. 280 laps. Rick Ravon dominating last time out on the track. He led quite a few laps at Myrtle Beach. This week, whole different ball game as we get set to go 125 laps around here for this race. So right now, practice is underway, as you all see. Hopefully everything's working right. We're going to have limited commercials tonight because I'm having some trouble on my end. I didn't get all the commercials downloaded that I wanted for tonight's event. So I'm sure most of you guys are A-okay with that one. So we'll see how this goes. We got a good turnout here tonight. Once again, 19 drivers. Rick Ravon once again on top of the board. What else is new as we've seen so far for this Summer Light Series? There is some guys in here that may not kill them all. Paul Crumright able to make it tonight. Wasn't aware if he was going to make it tonight. Jacob Smith currently in third. Brandon Wright, another very good driver we seen last week, show up and start showing down. Scott Brinson in fifth place. Felt like he kind of let one slip away just a little bit last week. Is in fifth right now in the practice standings. We've got about a minute or so left here before we go qualifying around this track. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys can hear me good and all that good stuff. Here's a look at your weather real fast. Great so far. 107 degree track temp here in the Formula Renault 1.5s. As you see, the great Rick Ravon out on the track. I'm sure he likes that. Me saying the great Rick Ravon. We got some new camera packs we're using tonight as well. And hopefully they all work real great for you guys. I can make sure I'm streaming. It's supposed to be on Facebook as well. I don't know if it is, but it should be. I'm trying to double check everything. I was running super late. I've been so busy today. So kind of running late with everything. Not sure if it's actually working on Facebook or not. Maybe. I don't know. It might be. We'll see, though. Anywho, I hope everybody's ready for some great racing tonight. 125 laps, as I mentioned, around this place. Yeah, we are working on Facebook, so great. Real quick look here at the schedule. These guys, Milwaukee Mile here this week. Next week, we head to Auto Club Speedway. That's going to be an interesting track. That is the biggest track these guys actually go to besides Indianapolis. This early in the season in Formula Renault. Going to make it very interesting there. I'm anxious to actually call that race. Practice comes to an end. Rick Ravon going to be on top of the charts here in practice. Could be a big thing. Last week, Myrtle Beach, Rick was able to lead 165 laps out of the 280 laps that we did have. As we are set to go qualifying. 10 minutes of qualifying. A lot of good drivers in here. Sam Cooper Bennett in here. We're going to go ahead and stick with our guy right now, though. Ravon rolling out on pit road. Interesting. See what he can do. Try a few different cams here as well. As let me change this real fast. And qualifying will officially begin. He's going to be your first guy out, as I mentioned. Across the start-finish line, he will start his flag lap here at the famous Milwaukee Mile. Anybody don't know about Milwaukee Mile? Well, it's pretty simple. Of course, a little bit of a blinking issue there. Hopefully it balances out. Hopefully you guys still have me. Are we losing connection? Maybe losing connection. Hopefully not. Hopefully we're good to go. I think we're okay now. As I mentioned, we're having some trouble in my area tonight, so hopefully we're okay. Lucky we did not disconnect, to be completely honest. But there he is, currently in third place. Let me actually change this over to qualifying. That way you guys can see who's qualified where. Mark Walker currently your top of the board right now with a 22.503. Jeff Webker coming out on track. Believe we're good now, guys. Sorry about that issue. Been having some trouble, as I mentioned, with my internet today. Lupker going to qualify in the 4th position so far. Paul Crumright out on track. Let's hop on board. This is the Fuller Renault 3.5 for anybody wondering. Normally these guys are running IndyCar, and they do a summer lot series that happens throughout the summer. And this is one of their cars that they are running for the summer lot series. Paul Crumright not exactly where he wanted to qualify. Going to be starting in 11th right now. Anybody else actually speeding on track? Chris Walker still out on track now. Up to 7th. He is shutting it down. Ravon's still out there just getting some practice in. Here we go. Brandon Ryan jumps up to the top of the board. 22.296. Dan Neese jumps up to 2nd place. Timothy Bates, the 22.730, qualifies him in P number 12 at the moment. Definitely going to be looking for more. Jacob Smith out on track, actually exiting pit road. Still got 7 minutes or so left here in qualifying, so plenty of time for these guys to get out there and get some laps in before we go green flag. 125 laps, so kind of a short race. I mentioned just a moment ago before we had that little issue. If anybody was curious, there's your track facts for tonight. 4 turns, 1 mile even, and of course 107-degree track temp. Could make an issue as this race goes green. Oh, we have some trouble on iRacing? I think so. So we're probably going to have to refresh, guys. That is probably on my end, to be completely honest. So we're going to have to refresh. We'll be right back. We'll just put this up right here and be right back here in just a second. Once again, guys, we are kind of in a holding pattern right now. We had some internet connection issues. I've had this all day for some reason today, and we'll get it worked out, hopefully. Now, I had to make a little adjustment with my internet, so hopefully this fixes it. I'm got my fingers crossed that it should. Qualifying is still going on at the moment, just to let you guys know. We are loading back up, and we'll get this race going. Hopefully it stops, because I know everybody's wanting to watch this race. I'm anxious to see it myself. We are back live. Let me make sure everything's good. So we are back. Paints are going to have to load in and stuff like that, so we'll get that going here shortly. There we go. Qualifying, as I mentioned, now still being led by Brandon Ryan, I apologize. Mike Grandy out on track as well. See across the start finish line. So far 17th. Probably definitely going to be looking for more right now. Grandy's actually, I believe he's just taking his time. I don't think he's actually pushing. Yeah, 135 mile an hour. He's definitely okay with where he starts. Scott Brinson rolling out on the track. Let me make an adjustment here. There we go. And he will start his green flag lap. We'll hop on board. See if we can get a ride around this place with Mr. Scott Brinson. As he comes off turn 4, going to be starting his green flag lap this time. You see 164, 163. Inside turn 1, he's going to try to get that car a little bit lower for the exit of the corner. There you go. He's going to pick up a lot of speed here. 164, 165, not quite, 164 going into turn 3. Very good. Always pushing up the track just a little bit. Wide enough track, though. That's one good thing here. As he's going to cross the start-finish line. Where's he going to put the 420 car? It's going to jump him up to 15th. Definitely going to be looking for more. And I'm sure he's going to be able to get it. We'll just have to wait and see. As right now, Brandon Ryan, still your pole sitter. Here comes Brinson out of turn 4 once again. Cross the start-finish line. And blink just a little bit. 22.362 jumps him up to second. Can he grab the pole? See if he can grab it this lap, or actually he's going to shut it off. I believe that's it. Raul Alvarez, last guy out on track to qualify. He's got 2 minutes to put down a good lap. He's already put down 1 lap, so we'll see what he does here on his second lap. Second lap definitely seems faster. He looks really good coming off turn number 2 just now. Down into turn 3 and 4. Here he comes coming off turn 4. The lookalike Fulmer Renault 3.5, cross the start-finish line. He's going to qualify with a 22.848. Good lap. He's going to jump up to 16th. I actually thought that was a little bit better. See if he has another lap. I can't remember if he actually gets 3 laps or not. These guys are really close in time. He's actually going to shut it off, and that will do qualifying. We'll officially end qualifying. This is going to give the pole to this guy right here, Brandon Ryan. Let's see if we can speak to Brandon. If I can find him. There he is. And pull Brandon in. Hey, Brandon Ryan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Probably not as good as you. Pole here at Milwaukee, and that could be big because this track a little bit bigger than what we faced last week, of course, at a mile. First starting spot. How important is that to have, especially on a track like this?
Honestly, I think it's going to be a wait and see. The way the setup is right now, there's just enough grip, but there's not too much, so there should be quite a bit of passing and guys getting runs, but I don't know what to expect. I really don't. Definitely good to have the first pole, though.
Let me ask you a question. The track temp's very hot, 107 degrees. What's that going to do to these tires in these types of cars? Because we know normally you guys don't race these cars. Normally it's an Indy car. But Formula Renault, what's it going to do, do you think?
Definitely this car wears a lot less than the Indy car. Right. But nature of this track, it's kind of a cheese grater, funny enough. It's very flat, very abrasive. The right front tire is the first one to go.
All right, man.
When you look at the end of a stint, right front's going to wear. Guys are going to be pushing off the corner and the aero push, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, 125 laps. This race could go by in a hurry, so and it's hard to tell what the tires are going to do on a longer run. So good luck tonight, man. We'll be up here watching you. Have fun.
Awesome. I appreciate
Thanks
it. Good luck, everybody.
We'll move him back down. There he goes. Scott Brinson going to be starting in second, and we'll try to get him in here real fast before we go green here in just a second. So congratulations to Brandon Ryan for the Top Fuel Racing Pole Award here at the Bart Starr Showdown. Bart Starr played for Green Bay, I believe it was. Not much of a Green Bay fan personally, but a Easter on, I guess. Eagles all the way, but you know. All right, let's see if we can get Scott Brinson in here. If I can find him. Hey, Scott, you got me? Scott Brinson, you got a copy? All right, well, we'll move him back down. And, you know what, let's talk to somebody else back in traffic a little bit. Not him. Sam Cooper Bennett, one of our guys. See if we can pull up Sam. Mr. Sam Cooper, you got a copy?
I do indeed, sir. How are you today?
Pretty good, man. I want to talk to you a little bit about tonight's race. Car number 11, starting 11th, 125 laps. What's it going to take to be able to get it done?
Well, first I have to finish the race. I haven't finished the race yet this season because of, last week because I had pedal problems and I ended up 10 laps down, and the first week I just ended up bringing down the turn 2 wall, something like that. But this week it's a different kind of challenge. Milwaukee Mile, it throws up all kinds of drama, as we already know with this track, and it's going to be, it's definitely a different animal compared to the first two.
Yeah, I was talking to the pole sitter Brandon a few moments ago, and he said he's not really sure what to expect with the tires. Do you have an idea, being this track is so hot?
I managed to get a 40 lap fuel run out of it, so.
Okay. So you don't want to give too much away, I know.
Yeah, if this stays green, it's going to be about 40 laps before they bring it in. So 125 laps, probably 3 stops.
Love the paint scheme tonight. I don't want to say it over the air, but love the paint scheme. iRacing flag, of course, ESPN, and then the cancer thing. Good luck tonight, man. We're going to be watching and rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, buddy. We'll pull him back down with Rated R Racing. That's where he's going to be sitting tonight as we start to roll. Here with Brandon Ryan following behind the Porsche pace car here at Milwaukee Speedway, the Milwaukee Mile, everybody knows, famous track. I don't think they actually race Milwaukee anymore in the Cup Series. I know they used to, but very fun track nonetheless. And I know the IndyCar races here, but here we go. 125 laps, so a 40-lap fuel run from what we're guessing from Sam Cooper. But I was actually surprised he was able to say that. You know, he don't want to. Some guys don't want to give too much away. Let me know in the chat. Drop your number. Who's going to win? Do you have a favorite to win this race? Rick Ravon's got to be one of the favorites. Scott Brinson, Brandon Ryan, I know are up there. Jacob Smith, got to be one of the favorites as well. As the pace car comes out of turn 3, 4, and we are set to go green flag. Green flag is in the air. We are live as someone did not get going on the inside line. We got a 2-car breakaway. Now Dan Neese already starting to try to take away that second spot. He's going to go into the middle lane. He's going to try to get that run off and block Rick Ravon up on the outside. Look at these cars come off. That is a great shot of this. Dan Neese now still battling Scott Brinson. Brinson caught up on the outside. Here comes Neese, going to take away second away, slide him into second place. Ravon now under fire from Jacob Smith. Looking back, you can see Ravon, you can see Jacob Smith right there on the bottom side to get a little bit of that rumble strip. Don't know if that's going to upset the car or not in the longer run. Smith now going to have to block Ernie Ludwig. This is a great look at these guys as they head off into turn 3. You can see which lanes they're running. Very interested to see some cars already running down to the bottom side as we jump up. Brandon Ryan, Scott Brinson. Brinson going to be able to take that lead. Maybe. Oh, nope, I apologize. That was for second place. That is a pass for second as Dan Neese loses second place. We stayed green here so far. Here on lap 2. Jump back a little bit. William Hall, Sam Cooper, Bennett battling out. That is the ESPN Cancer car. And William loses 10th. Gives that up to Sam Cooper Bennett. Here comes Paul Crumry. You can see as he looks to the inside, he's going to drop down to that yellow rumble strip and maybe take away this second position coming out of turn 2. Side by side, still in the back stretch down into turn 3. It is pretty much a dead even race right now. Which lane will work out? You see William going to go a little bit high. That's going to allow Paul Crumry to take away 11th place. And PK is starting to work his way up through the field. Raul Alvarez qualified a little bit further back. He's watching the battle in front of him. Ron Holiday, Timothy Bates battling out. We'll hop on board. You can see the battle start to happen. It does look like Holyfield does take that spot away using that higher lane. So multiple grooves right now. And there you see another battle. He gets past. Mike Grandy jumps up. We'll hop on board with him. And a swap back and forth. Timothy Bates jumps up to 13th, taking that spot away from Holyfield. Great racing so far all around the track. It's so hard to keep up with who we really want to watch. I mean, it's anything could happen, and it seems like that's what it's going to be. Looking right now, Ernie Ludwig currently running in the 7th position. He started, of course, back in 8th, so he is up 1 spot. We still are green here on lap 7. Last week's race, not very happy with these drivers. A lot of guys did not like that short track Myrtle Beach style racing. Don't necessarily blame them. We've seen a lot of yellows. Tonight, kind of the opposite as we see the green flag start to take place. We're starting to get single file quite a bit. There is a battle back here. Sam Cooper taking away 9th, working his way through the field. Chris Walker falls back now to 10th place. Kind of surprising there. Chris is one of them guys that should be there towards the end of this thing. Everybody knows how that works out with the draft and such like that. So everybody right now trying to do what they do and trying to find their rhythm in this racetrack, trying to get what they can out of this racetrack. Timothy Bates going to get a little bit of the apron there. Almost goes around. That's where you don't want to go. Right now running behind Mike Grandy in that number 52 car. Timothy Bates, of course, in the 26. jump up just a little bit. Right now, everything up front kind of staying even. Jeff Lubker's starting to breathe down Ernie Ludwig's neck for 7th place. You can see battle from the grandstands coming off turn 4. Coming to the start-finish line. There's your distance. Sam Cooper Bennett now falling back to 10th place. Chris Walker gets back around him. Cooper going underneath, trying to take that spot back away again. There's a great look from the stands. Chris slides up just a little bit. This is a drag race. This is allowing Paul Crumrod to start sneaking into the picture in that number 3 car. That is a car that we will see up towards the front before the end of the night, is that number 3. He was super fast in practice, so we'll see if the race speed carries over from that. Tires probably starting to feel it now. Remember, 107-degree track temp coming into this race. Now up to 108, and that's probably going to get a little bit hotter the more these cars run like this. We'll just have to wait and see as we currently work lap number 13. Still being led right now by Brandon Ryan on the backstretch, and you see right behind him Scott Brinson slowly trying to reel him in. Last time Bob Brinson was a 10th faster overall than the rest of the field. Talked to Brandon Ryan. He said he's not real sure what the car's going to do over the long run. He's getting a good idea of it now. That first starting position was huge for him to get that pole here tonight. And Brinson may have actually scraped the wall. See if we can see this. Coming out of turn 2. This is a replay. Right there, almost gets the wall. Luckily for him, was able to stay out of it. Back here a little bit further. Chris Walker, Paul Crumrod. Crumrod is ready to take over top 10 as they're side by side down the straightaway here at Milwaukee Motor Speedway. Not able to take it just yet. He actually looked like he got really tight when he was side by side with Walker through 3 and 4. I want to hear you guys right now in the chat. Let me know. And, sadly, I cannot check my in-game PM now. I will, though, on a commercial. We will take a quick commercial. I'll check it. Hopefully, you'll be able to see it. But we'll get an interview either way because it might be important. With Dan Neese, that is. Who's currently running 3rd, by the way. Doing a good job. Started in 4th, up to 3rd right now. Leading this group behind him. Rick Ravon, Jacob Smith, Mark Walter, all following Scott Brinson and Brandon Ryan. Ryan is starting to lose a little bit of ground. I mean, it's still a 1.2 second gap, but the gaps have started to close. If you look up at your ticker, we will post that up, and there's your distance between each guy to the leader. Looking a little bit further back in the field. Connor Ojeda, in 17th. I think he's another fast guy. I think he's kind of just minding his own business. He's been in the booth with ESPN a couple times. I know he was broadcasting with me in the Indy 500 that these guys put on. Done a great job broadcasting. Currently in 17th right now. I know he's looking for more. Might just be biding his time right in front of Roel Alvarez. And Johnny Antonucci, another good guy that has started to improve quite a bit. I know right now he's about to go a lap down, but Johnny Antonucci's been one of them guys that just happens to, I don't want to say luck into stuff, but he has done somewhat decent over the past few weeks. I know he's trying to get better every week. I was able to call a couple races for him currently. Don't think he's got a top 5 yet, but does have one DNF so far in this season, but he does have an 11th place finish so far in this season. As I mentioned Brandon Ryan just a moment ago, there you go. The Antonucci's going to go one lap down. I was trying to find Brandon Ryan's stats. There he is. 2 starts so far, 2 top 5s here. Of course, 0 DNFs. Hasn't led a lap until today. So far he's led 21 laps. And that's way more than what he's led in the past. And there we go. A little bit of issues here. And that's going to allow Scott Brinson to really close that gap in. As Roel Alvarez is going to go one lap down now, too, with Johnny Antonucci. And these guys right here starting to battle it out for the 18th position. Actually, Johnny was able to actually get around Roel by that lap by him slowing down like that. So see if that helps him later on. Everybody else right now kind of single file throughout the entire field. Chris Walker still trying to run down Paul Krummer, who's worked his way into the top 10. 24 laps already in this one. Guys, check out iRace at iFlag, and if you use the code eSports2019, you can check that out on YouTube and get yourself 15% off. You'll see the iRace and iFlag logo on one of our driver's cars, maybe a couple of them. I don't even know if all of them's got it, but I know this guy right here has got it. Sam Cooper Bennett. You see on the back of his car the iRace and iFlag, and on the side of it, very cool and unique. Sam painted that car, by the way, which I absolutely love because a little bit different type of a paint scheme. It's like his normal car, however, the red fades to pink for the breast cancer car. So that's really cool that he was able to actually incorporate that. It's hard to do as a painter that I do myself. That's a really good job by him. And he's got his hands full right now. Here comes PK looking to take ninth. He might be able to take that position. He's going to slide job up in front of Cooper. That's going to allow Sam to go back to the bottom, kind of like a crossover. That was close contact almost between them two. I don't know if they got it or not. Cooper going to try to slide up a little bit. Not going to be able to do it. This is going to allow Walker to make this a three-way battle now. Going down the backstretch, Walker's going to split both of them. He's going to go from 11th to 9th through the backstretch using that draft. Here they come to the start-finish line. 3 wide for 9th place as we get ready to head down into turn 1. There you see PK pushing up just a little bit. He's going to try to get the run. He may look to the bottom. He's going to put Sam in the middle. Chris Walker up on that high side. This is a great position battle now for that 9th position. Sam's going to give way. He's going to fall back to 11th, get that draft to try to make another run. He's looking to figure out which lane he's going to go to. He jumps to the outside. Let's see if that helps him as Walker still holds on to that 9th spot. This is also allowing the William Hull number 59 car to try to make a run. And Mike Grandy, this could be a 5-car battle, possibly a 6-car battle, because these guys are slowly trying to reel in Jeff Webker. Actually, now Chris Walker has spread it out, and now we're getting single file as Sam does fall back to 11th, and PK takes over 10th still, and Chris Walker jumped from 11th to 9th. That was a great few laps there. As now we jump back up towards the front. Jacob Smith trying to run down the number 6, Rick Ravon, here in the 4th position. So far, the fastest lap of the race is by the 420 car of Scott Brinson. A little bit of a lag issue there. Apologize. Remember, we could go about 40 laps on a tank of gas, so we're going to start seeing some cars pit. I think if you can make it to 35, it's still a 3-stop race. Is that right? 40? No. You have to make it to... Man, you have to actually make it all the way to 90. So 36. No, you can pit now, I think, and still do it on 3 stops. 80. If you can make it to 45, you're good on 2 stops. I don't know if you can make it on 2 stops, though, like Sam mentioned. Kind of watching Scott Brinson right now. Running in that position. And jump up back a little bit. Dan Neese still running a little bit behind. There's Rick Ravon through the field. Jacob Smith, Mark Walker right there. He is actually 3 seconds ahead in front of Ernie Ludwig. Jeff Wupker starting to try to run him down last couple laps. Wupker was 8 tenths faster last time by. And who was that got out of the way? Couldn't tell. Looking back, you can see the distance between Ernie and Jeff for 7th place. This is from the grandstands. Go up a little bit higher. We'll go to the blimp cam. Not as high as I thought it was. There we go. The distance between 7th and 8th place. Distance between the leads staying about the same right now for 1st and 2nd. These guys running identical lap times pretty much. 1 second is Brandon Ryan. Next lap it's Scott Brinson. So the gap's not really closing on any one of them. But I'm very impressed so far with this race. I'm not going to lie. Want to give a shout out real fast. If anybody else is looking for a league, we got a couple leagues starting up soon. ESPN is going to be broadcasting. I know these guys are still looking for some drivers as well. Top Fuel Racing, one of the best premier racing leagues for the IndyCar Series. They'll be starting up their season for the IndyCar Series here very soon. So check that out if you can. But also, Todd's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Xfinity Series is going to be starting Saturday. So if anybody's looking for an open set, so it's an open setup league, that's going to be running around 6 p.m. Saturday afternoon. That'll be broadcasted here. And, of course, NASCOM, we broadcast that. I'm sure they're still looking for guys. That was a great race we had the other night with the NASCOM series. And then Sunday nights, I believe it is SRA. Don't hold me to that if it's Sunday night or not. I know Sim Racing Authority will be broadcasting out. Sam Cooper Bennett really thrilled about broadcasting them guys. And then back Friday, starting next Friday, I will be starting the new broadcast. And that will be the iRacing East Series. And really looking forward to them guys. They put on a heck of a show, so can't wait to get in there with them. Pit stops have begun on lap 40. Chris Walker coming down, using that pit limiter. We should be seeing some other guys. Bretts are going to come down early. Smart move to come down early. Get them fresh tires. Everybody else starting to come down here on pit road. You see guys pulling in. Here's your look at it. Hopefully this right here will help you guys understand how quick these pit stops happen. Wow, what a stop by Scott Brinson. A very fast stop, 6 seconds. We did have Chris Walker actually stay on pit road for quite a bit. 26 seconds. I bet he got a speeding penalty. Had to be a speeding penalty for him. And that's going to hurt the 23 car. You see all these guys exiting the pits. Right now, this turns over the lead to Mark Walker, who's going to bring it down pit road this time. He does get the lap led. And this will switch that over now to, well, everybody right now on pit road. Sam Cooper Bennett coming down. This should all swap back over to, actually, will it go to Brandon Ryan? It's going to be close for a lead. Brandon Ryan, Scott Brinson now. Nose to tail. We'll see if that closes up. We're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, to get our sponsor in, iRacing Flag.
Green flag, everybody.
Gonna be a wreck behind you, gonna be a wreck behind you.
So I don't know what to do.
Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence.
Are they flagging it? Flag, white flag. Clear, click. Man, this is it, check a flag.
Cut back in from that commercial break. Johnny Antonucci goes round. And wall rides. We're going to talk to this guy, Dan Neese, if he's in here. Let's see. There he is. DNC Supplements. See if I can grab him. Hey, Dan, you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Third place right now, man. You started in 7th, or started in 4th. You fell back to 7th. How's the car feeling out there now that we actually got a lone green flag run in?
Pretty good. I mean, the only real issue right now is just dealing with the lap cars and the dirty air that they're causing. especially like, I don't know if you've been paying attention or not, but me and Rick have been fighting for a while, and these lap cars, he just came up and almost devoured me coming out of the pit lane.
Yeah, and that's another issue that's going to take place. We know you can go around 40 laps or so, and we still got, well over 40 laps to go. How much are tires falling off? Do they fall off as much as what we're seeing, or, is it something else, or is it just the dirty air making it hard?
It's just the dirty air. I really don't see any problems with the tires at the moment. Me and Jake have been working together on it, talking about strategy. He hasn't seen much of a fall off either.
Let me ask you one more question before we go back green. How important is a teammate in this? Because you mentioned Jacob Smith. We know that you're down there in the DNC supplements team. How important right now is a teammate, especially at a place like Milwaukee Mile?
We're actually Team TBC, which is two dudes chilling, but we're doing pretty good. It's really important to have a teammate here because, especially when it comes to strategies, two minds are better than one, especially with fuel saving and things like that. So it is really good to have a teammate in this finally and not be sitting here by myself, just reflecting on my own thoughts.
I hear you. Yeah, sorry I didn't get your opinion a minute ago. I had to reset everything and I actually didn't see it. So,
No problem, man.
Yeah, man, I'll let you get back to it. You're looking really fast today, and it's been a fun race to broadcast. I'm not gonna lie, y'all are doing a great job.
All right, thanks, brother.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Move him back down and get set to go racing once again. After that caution flag comes out. Great racing, though. Very impressed by that. And I know Mr. Scott Brinson, the owner of this, really enjoys that himself as well. Sitting here looking at Scott Brinson, he so far 2 top 2s on the season. Average finish of 2.50. Does have 6 incident points, but has completed every single lap so far this season. And he was the winner last year of the Top Fuel IndyCar Series, so was the champion of that. So here we go. About to go back green flag. Pace car pulls in right about now. We are green, green, green. Back here once again in Indianapolis. Milwaukee. Brinson trying to guard that inside. Nice may try to take that away. He will take it away. We just talked to him. Using that inside line, he's going to try to slide up. That's going to allow Rick Ravon to get side by side with Brinson as they work out of turn number 2 down the back stretch. And now we're single file for the top 4 or 5 spots. Mark Walker right now running in 5th place. Back here just a little bit. Right here, Jacob Smith, Mark Walker, and it looks like Smith is going to take away that 5th spot. I knew it was a matter of time and we would see Smith work his way back up. He's been back to 10th. As far as 10th, he's done a good job so far working his way back up to where he is now, up in 6th place. So we'll see if he can keep climbing. Ernie Ludwig right now has fallen back just slightly. He started in 8th, now showing in P number 10. So this is not the lowest he's been. We'll see if he can get back up there as well. Do want to mention that Johnny Antonucci is back out on track and rolling once again. Good for him. A couple guys, by the way, did come down and top off with gas. And what's interesting about that, if we can go another green flag pit stop, that honestly may only be their final pit stop. So pretty interesting field or strategy starting to play out a little bit if we stay green, that is. Going for Chris. Definitely a good pick. He's right now he had a restart quite a bit back. He is 1 lap down up to 13th, but the good news is he only went a lap down, by the way, because he had a pit road penalty. So I want to keep that in mind. Him and Timothy Mates right now, he's actually racing for 12th. He's trying to get back in front of him so he can get that spot back. Chris has a really good car, I'm not going to lie. And I think he's definitely a top 5 car. We'll have to continue monitoring him throughout the night or as this race goes on. He don't have a ton of time. We've only had that 1 caution, so we got to kind of watch that. We actually had a couple guys go a lap down because of the pit road strategy when they pitted and the caution came out. There you see Chris Walker actually jumping up, taking that top lead lap spot, so that now puts him the first car 1 lap down at the moment. She's trying to battle Timothy Bates, and he does take that spot away. Jacob Smith starting to get some pressure put on by Mark Walker. riding on board with the driver of the 00. Started in 7th place, up to 6th right now. Haven't talked a lot about Bart, but definitely starting to improve his position here. We talked to Dan Neese a few moments ago. Currently 2nd. 2 seconds behind already after we went green. That goes to show you, he mentioned that the aero and the dirty air was so bad if you're behind somebody. You're seeing it right now because Brandon is checked out. He's now 2.2 seconds ahead, and that's how important that clean air is. Timothy Bates, by the way, just passed Chris Walker once again, so he moves back into the first car 1 lap down. These guys dealing with a lot of different track conditions here tonight. 108 degrees the last time we checked. Let's see if it has warmed up. It still is the same. They got a lot of wind speed out of the northwest at 7 miles per hour. Could cause these cars to move around a little bit, but so far so good. Or so good so far, so we say. Once again, guys, our broadcast schedule for ESPN tonight, of course, the Top Fuel Indy Light Series. This is the summer series for the Top Fuel IndyCar Series. These guys will be getting pushed back here in a couple of days to Sunday, I do believe. And then, of course, on Wednesday, these guys will be the Top Fuel IndyCar League. So keep that in mind. But we do got these guys here tonight on Wednesday. That is our only broadcast, I believe, until Saturday, with hopefully we get enough guys in there to run that. Todd's Lawn Care Snow Removal Xfinity Series. That is an open set league, so if anybody's looking for an Xfinity Series, it's just starting up. A lot of prizes in that league, too. And Todd's a good guy, so we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. And then on Saturday night, we got the NASCAR Series. I'll be racing that one with Byron Rodney up in the booth. He'll be broadcasting that. Sam Cooper Bennett usually runs in it as well, so really looking forward to getting back in there. I had a good run the other night. And then Sunday, I do know these guys have the SRA Series. Not sure exactly when that starts. It's not too far. I believe it's this week it starts. Sim Racing Authority, and then, of course, Monday, I don't think there's a broadcast, and then Tuesday there's not a broadcast. Or Paskies, I'm sorry. Paskies is on Monday and Friday as well. So there you go. And then, of course, next Friday we got 2 broadcasts with Paskey Series and then the iRacing East Series. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be in the booth for the iRacing East Series. And then Sam Cooper Bennett, I believe, with the Paskies. So we got a bunch of leagues that we're broadcasting right now, as you all can tell. So far, by the way, it's been a one-man show. Out of 64 laps, 62 has been led by the guy out in front, Brandon Ryan, who has pretty much kicking everybody's butt tonight. It's pretty much like what we've seen Rick Ravon do the other night. As you take a peek in at Jeff Wupker trying to run out 7th place of Paul Crumry. Once again, guys, check out ESPN sponsor of iRacingGuyFlag.com, and if you use code eSports2019, you can get your discount for using that. Great, cool little add-on that you can use for your sim racing rig. I actually talked to a guy the other day. I don't have one personally. I've been wanting to get one. I ain't got the money yet to get one, but talked to a guy the other day that actually has one, and he absolutely loves it. He said it just, I don't know, he said it's so different, and it does help him with the cautions and stuff like that. He pays more attention to the cautions, I guess. Brandon Ryan out in front now. You see him about to put, who is that? That looks like Roll Alvarez. It will be Roll Alvarez now 3 laps down. Already just hit the halfway mark. And you can see right here, once I actually find it myself, don't mind the F5 Motorsports. Caution, only 1 caution so far. 58 laps to go, and 2 lead changes. Average time of 22.45. That's pretty good. That goes to show you these guys right here are really on it tonight. All these guys putting on one heck of a race. Rick Ravon starting to get his mirror full of the one and only Jacob Smith in 5th place. Looking back, you can see the driver of the 79 is actually ready to start battling this guy, Mark Walker. We may have a 3-way battle here soon. Started in 3rd, been back to 10th. Right now is in 5th with Jacob. Scott Brinson up in 3rd. He's had a great run so far. Average finish of 2.50. Trying to get back up there and at least continue that streak if he's not able to get up there at Brandon Ryan. Right now, in my personal opinion, Brandon Ryan's untouchable. Something's going to have to happen, I think, in order for these guys to catch him. And I'm just a straight, I call it like I see it. I mean, you see out front right now, he's 4 seconds ahead of this pack. And there's going to have to be some pit strategy played or something along that lines in order to get him. Keep in mind, by the way, these are not the Indy cars if you're wondering. We'll see if we can get a good view of one right here. We'll take a look at Scott Brinson. This is the Formula Renault 3.5, so it's a little bit different than what we normally run for the top fuel guys. You see it right there. Great look on board. His dash and all that stuff. But you see it's a little bit different, a little bit top of different car. These guys, of course, do run the Indy cars as well. But this is the summer series, and they switched it up this year and went to a 3.5. I do love that dash, though. I ain't actually drove the 3.5 yet. I used to run the Formula 2. I used to run the Renault 2.5. And they did change that screen quite a bit inside of that. 22.547. His last lap by it. It shows it right there on the screen. That's really cool. Coming out of turn 4 to begin his lap here on lap 75. Well, I noticed something. Dad Niece has turned it on, or Brandon might be having a little bit of trouble getting around a lap car, because that gap has actually closed. And there you have it. He does get around him this time. He was at a 4.0 second lead a few laps ago, and we even mentioned it. Now he's at a 3-second lead. So not quite sure if something might have happened there with our leader or not. I believe a lot of it might just be lap traffic. 3 seconds even last time by. Still 3 seconds even. Across the line. There you go. 3.049 for the driver of that 82. Very impressed with these guys. I cannot keep saying that enough, how impressed I am tonight. You guys are putting on one heck of a show all around. Great choice of track by Scott Brinson and the guys that put this together. Sorry about that. Getting a message about the broadcast. And I appreciate that, Todd. I hope you are enjoying looking at this great battle here. Or watching Brandon Ryan try to get around some of these lap cars has been pretty interesting. But so far, so good. Dan Neese still up in the 2nd place. He's been trying to run down Mr. 81 laps led, 79 laps led, 80 laps led. He has closed the gap a little bit, 0.3 in the last couple laps. These guys should be very close to hitting pit road. That being a Brandon Ryan. The only thing, okay, I want to mention this out. The only thing that worries me with Brandon Ryan, okay, these guys all up inside the top 5. Actually, the whole top 8 is if they can't make it. What makes me wonder something is Ernie Ludwig and Mike Grandy back here in 9th and 10th. They still can go 6 more laps right at this moment and make it. If they can go 6 laps, they can make it to the end. Brandon Ryan, I don't think can. We should be seeing them hit pit road any second now. Remember, they did get to save a little bit because of the pit stops. So that does help them. If he don't pit, if he pits after lap 85, I think he's good. 95, 105. Yeah, if he pits after lap 85, he's good. And he's going to stay out. So he should, and he's using that draft. I believe that's why we're seeing that time was sinking down just a little bit. Denny's coming down pit road. A couple other guys coming down as well. Rick Ravon following him in. So it's going to be interesting to see if them guys can make it. But I think Brandon Ryan wanted to stay up to 100% make it. He used that draft, and that was huge. I noticed that he used that all the way down for a couple laps. And I think that's really going to help him. Now, he should be able to make it. If not, then Mike Grandy and Ernie Ludwig are the guys that are sitting pretty if the rest of these guys can't make it. Because keep in mind, they had cautions. They went 42 laps, and they pitted. We still got over that left to go. Actually, now we're under 40 laps to go now, I think. Let me double check. Okay, so 39 laps to go. It's going to be close because now they're going to be running full speed. I think there may have to be some savings. Somebody could run out of gas. This guy there, Ernie Ludwig, and who was it else that just pitted? Mike Grandy. That's who it was. And then some of these other lap cars are really maybe sitting good. We'll have to watch this and see it, but field strategy could be coming to play a factor. Ernie Ludwig's still out. We're watching him right now. He could pit now and make it to the end. Like 100%. He's good to go if he pits now. And he should be coming probably this time, I would guess. And that's going to give the lead back to Brandon Ryan. Yeah, here comes Ernie now in the 63 car. This is going to allow Brandon to take back that lead and be 3.7 seconds ahead of really good battle here. And what happened to Scott Brinson? He's back in the 7th. So I haven't mentioned that yet. So here's a battle for second place. Ravon trying to take that away. He does take it away. Brinson trying to close in on Mark Walker and Jacob Smith. And his streak could be in jeopardy of 2. He's finished, top or 2.50 average in the last 2 races. I don't know if I'd call that a streak or not. But of course, a caution changes all this, so it don't really matter. But we're on lap 90 now of 125. It has been a fantastic race. One of the best races I've got to call for these guys. I'm not even lying about that. This has been one of the best races I've got to see. Brandon Ryan, you see him right now behind a lap car. If I'm not mistaken, that could be Chris Walker. Actually, it is not. Chris Walker still 1 lap down for everybody wondering. However, he's up to 11th right now. So this right here is why this is important. Ernie Ludwig could go a lap down to Brandon Ryan. He does not want to go a lap down. That is one thing. He's going to try to stay in front of this leader. He's going to try his best to keep pushing this. Make that leader use up everything he can. The only thing that's hurting Ernie, it may be better off in a way to let him go. It's both sides. If he can use more, that's good. But if he uses the draft, it hurts Ernie. It's one of them things. Right now, I think it's probably best just to let him go and try to follow behind him. Yes, you're a lap down. But if he has to pit, it's going to work out in your favor. Scott Brinson has closed the gap up on this. This right here is a battle for 5th place. And he does take that away. Now he's setting his sights right here on for 4th place. He's quite a bit far in front of him. 3 seconds to be exact. Whoa. Almost contact right there. And he was able to slide up in front and move him now up to 5th. And he'll keep that one. Jacob Smith starting to reel in Dan Neese as well. He does got that lap car separating the two, so that is an advantage for Dan. We'll see if Jacob can run him down. These guys are in the same TeamSpeak channel, so they are communicating as far as teammates go. And right now, though, Dan Neese has been one of the fastest guys out on the track tonight, so we'll see if he's able to keep it. I want to mention this. Rick Ravon is starting to run down our leader, but might be a little too late with, 28 to go. And 4.5 seconds. I mean, the last couple laps he has been way faster, but I don't know if he can catch him in that amount of time. Once again, I want to thank the guys that are guys tuning in on Facebook and on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow us and all that good stuff. Great racing so far here tonight. Only one caution up to this point. 96 laps led for our leader, Brandon Ryan. Everybody else right now kind of spaced out. We do got some lap cars mixed in here and there. 11, actually all the way up to 10th right now. From 10th on back is 1 lap down. That's how quick Brandon Ryan has been here tonight. And he has led down 97 laps this time. Once again, guys, ESPN schedule. If any of you guys, a little bit of blinking issue there. If anybody is interested in our schedule or if you want to join one of these leagues, tonight is, of course, the Topville Racing League. This is the Summer Lot Series. They will be racing their IndyCar Series here very soon. So get signed up for Topville Racing, one of the premier IndyCar leagues in iRacing. One of my favorite leagues. I've known it to be around for a while now with Scott Brinson and the guys. And, of course, on Friday, we got a couple leagues we broadcast on Friday night. We got the Paskey's Racing Series. And then, of course, starting next week on Friday, it will be the iRacing East Series. So be looking forward to joining them guys. And then Saturdays, it is NASCAR. Oh, Saturday afternoon. I forgot about Saturday afternoon around 6. It is Todd's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Xfinity Series. That is an open setup league, but still good time to get in. Brand new league. Lots of great prizes in that one. Todd's doing a good job on trying to get that set up. Really needs people bad in it, however. Hopefully we're able to get that one up off the ground because I think that's going to be a big league. So get in early. We got a caution actually coming out, and Timothy Bates went around into turn 2, and that brings out our second caution of the night. Let's see what happened. Was there contact? There was slight contact, and it sent him around. Not sure who that was. Sent him around, however. Trying to see who that was in that car. Oh, it was Connor Ojeda making a little bit of contact with Timothy Bates, and I think he's already down and away. Oh, nope. And there's what's left of his car. And definitely not what he wanted. Loved that paint scheme. Loved it anyway. Started 14th. What didn't have the greatest night. He was working his way up somewhat. He was up to 9th at one point. And unfortunately, he's not going to come to a devastating halt as you see him. So what's interesting here, Will Pit Road, Willie's got to stop. They've been out there for a while, and if I'm everybody else, I'm pitting. Like 100%. Yeah, I think Scott Brinson's seen that. Did he pit? Yeah, Scott Brinson backs pitting. This is going to allow only 4 cars Yeah, you gotta pit. Did anybody else pit? Did Ernie Ludwig stay out? Okay, so a couple guys did stay out. Yeah, I love the call. This may give Scott Brinson his lead. I mean, having on fresh tires, and we don't know what the restart's going to be like on old tires, could be very unique to the start to this race. I mean, this could, in all realness, I don't want to jinx Brandon by any means because he's been so dominant tonight. Could put a damper on a lot of things out in front. But as I was mentioning about the leagues, if you're interested, check out Todd's league. That's one we're trying to get the most people in right now. With it being a new league, you've got time to win a championship and some great prizes for him. You can check out his league on Facebook or message Todd Chase Jr. But it's called Todd's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Xfinity Series. You can also search that, or you can follow it, check it out on ESPN. I'll be posting a link there soon. Saturday night, NASCAR Series. That's a great league. I'll be running in that one. Sunday night, I believe it's SRA, I believe. Don't hold me to that. Sim Racing Authority has picked up ESPN to be their broadcaster for the Truck Series. That's pretty cool. Monday night, Paskey's Racing League. And then back here once again on Wednesday for the Top Fuel Summer Lot Series. And Friday, next Friday, we will be beginning with my broadcast for the iRacing East Series. That's going to be cool. And, of course, the Paskey's League in that one as well. So 2 broadcasts that night with Sam Cooper Bennett in the booth, and I'll be in the booth on one of the races. So bunch of races now. We are filled up at ESPN. We got some days still open, but right now I think everybody's good. But there is still openings, I'm sure. For guys that don't know a lot about ESPN and what we are, Esports Broadcasting Network, used to be called BOFA Broadcasting, and I used to be a part of my own broadcast, Trackside Racing Network, and I came on board with these guys. They had a good thing going, and it's basically a big group of broadcasters, and we all went under one name, so you get multiple broadcasters, different nights. I mean, it makes a lot more broadcast for the channel. It makes a lot more broadcast for you guys, and it helps out a lot of things. Just in case somebody misses a race or has trouble, we want somebody to step up and fill in. So check us out, ESPN on Facebook. Make sure you like that. And give this video a thumbs up if you like this race so far. Top Fuel Racing guys putting on a great show here tonight for everybody. Only 2 cautions up to this point. Might not be that way long. We may have a couple more now that we're getting double back up. First car with 4 fresh tires starting in 5th place with Scott Brinson and Mark Walker. And, of course, Ernie Ludwig was your lucky dog. And here we go. Pace car about to drop in. Watch for wheel spin. We don't know what this is going to do on 22-lap tires. Pace car is going to drop in. Green flag is out. Don't see wheel spin. So a great start by Brandon Ryan. What's going to happen back here? Here comes 5th place. Scott Brinson. Oh, even more back here. Look at Sam Cooper Bennett now. Doing some work. Up towards the front, Rick Ravon, Dan Neese. Battling for 2nd. Brinson up to 4th. Pushes Jacob back to 5th. Neese taking a peek to the outside. Rick Ravon, who put a block in from the inside. Oh, a little bit of run up there by Jacob Smith. Ran up the track a little bit, making contact with Paul Crumrye, who luckily was able to avoid all that. Actually, that was Mark Walker and Jacob Smith. Here we go. Brinson now trying to pass Dan Neese for 3rd place. Dan's going to run a little bit high here. Making contact. Brinson's going to go around. Caution flag is going to fly. Big wreck happening at Milwaukee. Multiple cars involved. I'm counting 5, 6, maybe 7. And I believe that was the big one, folks. Dan Neese sliding up the track just a little bit. And that tends to happen. One more look at this one. You see side-by-side action going down into turn 1. We knew it was going to get crazy with fresh tires and non-fresh tires. Contact with the wheel. Around goes Brinson and more flips. There's just some more right there. Head on into the wall. Not sure who that was that went head first into the wall. Somebody absolutely plowed it. Can't find it exactly. Oh, it's Timothy Bates. Oh, man, he just got fixed up, too. And he lost his nose again. That was a hard hit for him. He tried to avoid it. making contact with the right side back tire, and around he went. And unfortunately, caution comes back out, but still, big one happens here late in this race. Only 3 cautions up to this point, and this is caution number 3. Great racing so far tonight. I have been nothing but thrilled to call this race. It's been one of the best races I broadcasted in a while for these guys, and I know that's going to make Scott Brinson really happy. He has put on one heck of a show, even though he's probably not too happy with the damage he got from that wreck. But there you see his car fixed up, ready to go again. One fast repair, and he used it, and he's good to go to the end. Hopefully able to make them spots back up. So I'm going to be honest, he was coming towards the front, and I believe he had the car that might have not have won the race, but may have gotten second at least. And he needed that because he's trying to keep that streak alive of the top 2 finishes. But right now, going to be tough back in 10th place. Also, William Hull back on the lead lap after that wreck. Puts 11 cars back on the lead lap. Still 18 cars currently running. I take that back. Still 17 cars currently running. Timothy Bates, unfortunately, is sitting in the garage after using that fast repair, and that has happened. And Dan Neese, not sure what happened to him. Did he just lag out? Something might have happened. I don't really know. He was running right there, and then he just disconnected. Not sure what happened there. Maybe something on his end. I don't really know. So, a free spot for everybody gained inside the top 10. Good for him. Bad for Dan. I know he had a great car. We talked to him earlier in this race during the last caution that we had. So, 10 laps to go once we hit that beautiful start-finish line. Milwaukee Motor Speedway. Brandon Ryan, Rick Ravon, Mark Walker, Paul Crumrod. I knew Paul would be up here towards the end of this race. How about Mike Grandy? He's up to 6th place, but Jeff Wupker. Mike Grandy's up to 5th. I apologize. Pace car is going to pull in. And the green flag is back out in the air here once again with 10 laps to go here at Milwaukee Mile. Battle's going to be back here. Paul Crumrod, Jeff Wupker for 4th position. Everybody dodging for position. Here comes Brinson. Oh, making contact. Around he goes. Caution flag. Back out in the air. Everybody trying to get everything they can. Scott Brinson, I don't know. He made up some time during this. He went from 9th to 5th. And I believe this was netcode actually. But I believe they would make contact either way. Oh, actually, I don't know if Brinson actually caused that one. Wupker may have came down. At first thought, I thought Brinson may have came up and made contact. Yep, and Wupker came down and it caused netcode, but definitely not on Scott on that one. Unfortunately, it hurts Wupker and Grandy. Both of them guys was going to have a good finish, and that caution comes out. This is going to be a really quick shootout. It looks like we may only have 5 laps to go. Once we set to go back green flag. Oh, what? Oh, that's crazy. Man, he was having such a good run, dude. Hate to hear that. So let's see what happens here. We know nobody's going to come down pit road. I think if you're in the back, maybe like around 10th or 9th or whatever, go ahead and come down. It ain't going to hurt you. I know it's Jeff Wupker, and you might as well come on down. Yeah, Wupker's going to come down. Even if I'm William, I would have came down. Even if I was in the top, 6th on back, I would have probably came down there. You see Ernie Ludwig. He may be getting a free pass. Maybe. Or he's just getting back in position. I think that's what it is. All right, here we go. Are we doubling them up? I believe so. Brandon Ryan just wants to get this race over with. He's tired of getting these restarts. It's not coming easy for him by any means with these late race restarts. Remember, we ain't had very many cautions. We've only had a few. And we've had 4 right now, and all of them happening, all 3 that we've had has happened within the last 20 laps. All the other ones, we had that one after lap 40, and that was the only caution we had until up to lap 100. Well, let's see what happens here as we look at the leader, the man that's been out front for 116, 117 laps once we go green. Waiting on that pace car to drop at number 2 or 6 car. Wants another win. Pace car is going to drop in. Here we go. Green flag is back out in the air once again. And there you see. Now the battle's going to start to heat up a little bit here for the top spot. And there you see the distance between first and second. It is gapped a little bit. Here comes Mark Walker now looking to the outside. Block being put on Paul Crumrod, putting a block on Scott Brinson. We are down to 4 laps to go. Brinson with them fresh tires trying to take over that 5th spot. We got one car, Sam Cooper Bennett plowing the wall. Not sure what happened with this one. Don't think this is going to bring out a caution. Oh, someone came down on him. Great job on keeping that. And no caution comes out, so we stay green. Rick Ravon trying to hold on to 2nd spot. He's got Mark Walker really breathing down his neck. Jacob Smith there as well. Here comes Smith now, looking underneath. Meanwhile, Brandon Ryan likes what he sees in his mirror. He has checked out. Ooh, big move there from Chris Walker. He's going to dive to the inside. Mark Walker, I apologize. He's going to take 2nd away. Here comes Jacob Smith. He's going to take 3rd away. Here comes Brandon Ryan. He's going to take 1 to go. Crazy racing all night long. The white flag is out. The battle's still heating up back behind them. Rick Ravon still able to hold on to 3rd for the time being. Jacob Smith trying to everything he can to do to get that spot. Coming out of turn number 4, it is going to be the one only Brandon Ryan picking up the win here at the Milwaukee Mile. Mark Walker finishes in 2nd. Rick Ravon 3rd. Jacob Smith 4th. And Scott Brinson will finish off inside the top 5. Paul Crumrod finishes in 6th. Ernie Ludwig 7th. Mike Grandy, William Holt, and Jeff Wupker rounds out the top 10. Chris Walker finished in 11th. No, I apologize. I'm showing Chris Walker may finish in 10th now. Not sure what happened there. Here's going to be your winner, though. He's going to burn it down. We're going to talk to him. 122 laps led. Brandon Ryan, you got a copy.
Yes, sir. How you going?
Pretty good, man. 122 laps led. We talked at the start of the broadcast, and you didn't know what to expect. Well, now you know. You was able to dominate this race. Talk us through your night. Them restarts there at the end got a little crazy.
Man, I appreciate it. I said I didn't know what to expect. I didn't expect that. Honestly, that was fantastic. You know, I'm extremely happy with it. It's a shame we started getting those late restarts, and there's some incidents, guys. I think just, you know, at the end we're pushing and a few wrecks, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that have been frustrated right now, but that was a really fun race, man. I love getting those spread out green flag runs, lap traffic. That was fantastic.
Yeah, one of the best races I've seen you guys put on all year, and I hate the fact that that kind of takes away from it, especially what you was able to do here with guys. You know, everybody has them nights, but you was able to come out here and flat out dominate, man. I heard some guys mention Arrow. You didn't really have much of a problem. Did you have any problem whenever you was behind maybe lap cars or anything like that? There was one point, by the way, I noticed you actually drafted behind a lap car, maybe to try to save some gas just in case we have a long green flag run again.
Fuel was definitely a concern. But before that first caution, it was tight. My first pit stop, I pushed it to the point that I was sputtering coming into pit road because I was just trying to make sure that if we went green the whole race, I wasn't gonna have to make a splash.
Right.
But in terms of traffic, it was tough. When you had guys that were, you know, everyone has a little different pace. So
Right.
guys that were more similar pace, it was a lot more difficult to pass them. Really had to back up the corner and just run an alternate line, or else you're going to get swamped behind him. I think it was William in the 11. I kind of got stuck behind him because just trying to figure out a way to get a run on him, and eventually I sort of got a feel for it. But it was really tough. Really tough.
Yeah, man, and you didn't make it seem tough. I'm going to be honest. 122 laps led. You led every lap but 3. Dominating performance. These cars are unique, man. I don't know if you've noticed it, but we noticed it with Rick at Myrtle Beach. Once you're out front, it seems like that's really where you want to be, out in clean air.
Yeah, I think we saw it at Gateway, too. It's a weird combination because at Gateway you had, you know, a guy got out in front because you had cars running side by side, and they kind of slowed each other up. And here, it's just so hard to run behind somebody.
Yeah.
It is so difficult to do that. I was kind of worried on those last restarts because I knew if Rick got past me, I probably wouldn't be able to get back around him because of all just the push in the front end. So there's a lot of ways I feel very fortunate, very lucky tonight that everything worked out the way it did, because one small mistake, if I would have got stuck in traffic, I'd have been stuck.
Right.
That would have been it.
Well, man, you was able to put on one heck of a performance, and I got to give a shout out to all you guys. You all did a great job. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Absolutely. Definitely want to give Scott a shout out. I know this race was a bit frustrating at the end for him, but he put a lot of work into this. I really appreciate the adjustment he made to the setup pre-race.
Right.
We ran a little practice, realized it might be a touch too much downforce, bit pack racing-ish. So he made some really good adjustments to the car and made it a lot more driver feel.
Yeah, it was racy, yeah.
So I really appreciate his effort here. You know, I just want to say thank you to Scott for letting me come into this league. I know I've only been here a few races, but I'm just trying to learn this oval racing thing, and I love racing with these guys, and nothing but respect for everybody. I'm just extremely happy and relieved.
Yeah, man, and I got to say, you gained my respect just from watching you the last couple of weeks. You're a very clean racer, and I got to give you credit for that.
All right, I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
No problem, man.
That's the one thing I try to do, especially coming into a new environment. I don't want to come in here and, you know, make enemies and piss people
I see what
off.
you're saying, yeah.
You know, I want to be respectful, and eventually I'm here to learn, and I'll start to pick up the rhythm a little bit. Tonight, I guess I just found something.
Tonight, I think people might have been trying to learn from you because you did a heck of a job, man. Congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll see you here next week.
Absolutely. Thank you guys
Thanks
so
a lot,
much.
man.
Thanks for putting on the broadcast, and you all have a great night.
Thank you. And that was the winner tonight, Brandon Ryan, who finishes in first place. Next up, we got Mark Walker, who finishes in second. Not the easiest, not by any means. Let me see if I can find him. Hopefully, I don't know. There he is. No. Let me see if he's in here. Hold on. Oh, there he is. Oh, I saw this thing. Hey, Mark, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Man, second place tonight. You started back in 7th place. Very unique track and car combination, but second place, can't be too dissatisfied. Happy with it?
Very happy. I wish we'd have had another 5 laps. I think I'd have had a shot at it. I think there was 4 or 5 cars in front of us on that second to last pit stop, and they didn't take tires. I had fresh tires, and once I got around Rick, I thought I had a shot, but just not enough race left.
Yeah, I mentioned that during the broadcast. Some guys took tires. That was a big, especially that late in the race, because I know Brandon went 39 laps on them tires. You only went 19, so a big swinging tire difference. What was the biggest issue tonight for you guys? I know that the aero, I'm hearing a lot of the word about the push and the dirty air.
Most of my race, I was, a second behind.
Right.
The guy in front of me, and it really didn't affect me at all. I just wasn't quite as fast as the guys in front of me, so I just ran my race and waited to the end to see what was going to happen, and the accidents started happening, and I was staying out of them, and that's what it takes sometimes.
Well, I got to ask you, because this is a summer series, are you a fan of this car combo on these types of tracks? I know usually you guys race the Indy car, but are you a fan of this car combo here at this track? I know last week nobody was really a fan of Myrtle Beach, but at places like this, are you a fan of it?
Yeah, I didn't get to race Myrtle Beach, but yeah, I didn't think I'd like this track, but
right.
I had a lot of fun tonight. There weren't a bunch of cautions. I was shocked with that. So yeah. I don't know. It was fun. It was challenging, and I wasn't the fastest car, but I'm certainly finished with finishing second place.
Hey, you got to take it whenever you can get it, man. Second place tonight, not bad at all. Any shout-outs you want to give out?
Just the standards. Thanks to Scott. I know he's frustrated tonight, but man, he puts on a hell of a league, and it's I've been in a lot of leagues, and he's runs the best one, and thanks for you guys for doing the broadcast. It's fun.
Good job tonight, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Next up, we'll bring in Rick Ravon. Hopefully he's able, I know he's probably busy. I hope you're not too busy for an interview.
Not at all, my friend. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Another great finish for you. Third place again tonight. You was up front all night, man. Pretty much. You looked like you had a car, but it looked like that clean air really prevailed.
Well, that's the thing. In practice, I surmised that it was very difficult to pass because the dirty air was so bad and the aero push was just horrible.
Yeah.
So I knew if I didn't nail my qualifying lap, if I didn't get the pole, I was going to have a rough night. And I think we started 6th, but I was able to work my way up pretty quickly to 4th. And I guess through the pit stops, I ended up in 2nd. So I'm like, hey, and then the yellow came out. And I said, hey, I got a shot at this thing. But, Brandon, he just played it. He played it real smart. He was, he just did a fantastic job. And then Mark Walker got by me there towards the end. And I said, well, I guess I'll have to settle for 3rd. I tried hard to fight him back there, but he was just a master. And he just got by me, and I tried my damnedest to get him back, and I just couldn't do it.
I got to a now, we've been on a lot of different tracks. We started off at Gateway. Of course, you dominated at Myrtle Beach. You was the pole sitter at both of them. Come here tonight, and you finished 3rd at Milwaukee. Next week, Auto Club Speedway, and that's a lot different track, 2 miles. How do you feel about taking these cars there?
Well, I feel good about it. I mean, I'm not saying I feel good because I think we have some kind of an advantage. Everybody's going to be stuck like glue.
Right.
It's basically, this is going to be our version of like a Daytona or a Talladega, a plate race, because everybody's going to be stuck together. So it's basically going to be a lottery next week. And I just hope that, we'll be able to keep the Pennzoil Z7 Special out of trouble all night and come away with at least a podium.
Yeah, we always know that place can be a field mileage race, especially if we stay green for a long time, especially like what we've seen tonight, man. Tonight's race was fantastic from a broadcast standpoint. I loved every minute of it. Great job to you finishing 3rd once again. Not bad at all to end this night. So any shout-outs you want to give out?
Hey, what's going on? Wifey in bed waiting for me. I'll be up there in just a few minutes, sweetheart. I know you can wait. It's okay. I'll be there. Hello to my 2 daughters. I love you both very much. And if you're watching, I love you. Mwah, my little sweethearts. By the way, sorry to see what happened to Scott Brinson, but I just want to say it right now on the air. Dan Neese is a good guy, and, he was racing him hard. He pulled me into the room, and he was begging me, please talk to Scott for me. Right now, he's very upset. And I said, just give it some time. Scott's a little upset. I know you didn't do it on purpose. That's not the way Dan races. But
I know.
hopefully Scott will have a change of heart, and you know, maybe he'll look at the replay and realize that he was just pushing. He didn't, you know, try to run him off the track.
Oh yeah, you can
Dan
definitely
doesn't
see it
do
in the
that.
replay. Actually, there was a lot of net code involved too, but I think it would have caused wreck either way. But yeah, I seen it exactly what you're saying. Well, man, as always, great interview, and we'll get out of here and head to next week at Auto Club.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
Adam.
buddy.
God bless you, my
Thanks,
brother.
buddy. We'll move him back down, and guys, that's going to wrap up tonight's race. Let's get a real fast look at your results. So there you go up on the screen. Congratulations to Brandon Ryan. Congratulations to every one of these guys for putting on one of the best races I've seen in a while. So thank you guys for that. I hope everybody enjoyed the great broadcast, because I don't think you're going to get much better racing than what we've seen. It had a little bit of cautions. It's a great racing there at the end. I hope everybody enjoyed it. So that's going to do it for me, guys. That's going to do it for everybody. Check out iFlag for iRacing. I hope everybody has a great night, and God bless. I got to run to Walmart. Thanks, guys.